Hi and welcome back to the Digital Disciples channel. In this episode what we're going to look at is the Through the Word app. With what we've looked at so far, we looked at the YouVersion app, and I unpacked that in a few videos. Through the Word app, it's going to probably be a bit shorter because it's a much less complex app, but again it is a really good app to use. What the Through the Word app is, it does essentially what the name suggests. It takes you through the Word, through the Bible. And it does that, as you'll see, chapter by chapter. So it's only looking at one chapter. So the idea is that it's quite a short dip into there. And using the app, it's 5-10 minutes. It's about 10 to 15 minutes a day, depending on what part of the Bible you're actually looking at. So I'm going to show you how to install that, and then I'll talk you through some of the features, and then I'll just show you how to use it as well. It's one I use every day. So it's really good, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. So let's have a look at it now. It's available for both Android and iOS as well. So basically you've got the options on there. Currently I'm going to pop it up on the screen using an emulator, because I tend to use my Android phone for the camera work on this channel. So I've got my phone up there filming me, so I obviously can't use the screen there. So I'm going to be using an Android emulator in order to just give you a feel for that. So let me just jump over to that screen. But just before that, one thing I will say is that if you are finding any of this content useful, then please consider liking and subscribing, because that will let me know that firstly that it's the content you want to know. Also, please leave me comments below of things that you would maybe like me to cover on this channel. Also give me comments as to whether or not you thought the video was good or bad, maybe some of the features. If you use the app, please actually just comment to say that you've used the app and whether or not you found that useful as well. Because it's really just the reason I'm doing this is just to share with you some of the good things I've found for Christian discipleship on there. So please do consider liking and subscribing. But let's jump over to the app. So I'm just going to pop over to the app there. So I've got the app on the screen there. I say I'm using an emulator just to emulate the Android version of the app. As I say, it's also available on iPhone as well. So you'll find that. But it's very similar. Essentially, you just go into the Play Store like you would normally. Type in Through the Word. So there we go on there. Hit search, and what you'll probably find, it'll probably come up with that on there. It may come up with some others, in which case it's obviously the one you're looking for is with the one with that particular icon there. So it's the orange Bible and flame on there as well on there. And then basically you will hit the install button, and obviously you'll wait for that to install. And obviously once it's installed, you will have it on your front screen. So you'll have somewhere on your screen the Through the Word app, TTW. There you go. So yeah, just open the app. Now when you open it for the first time, you will get a screen a bit like that. So you've got essentially a little bit of information from the founder. So if you tap that, you'll get a little video about the founding of it. Yeah, so there we go. And that's just a little short video. So I'm going to stop it there, but essentially that gives you a little bit of an intro to actually what the app's about. So play that, and that'll give you an idea. And then you can either sign in. So if you've already got an account, you can do it. Or you can hit the sign up button, just email and password, and you're good to go. I've already got one in, so I'm just going to sign it in. I'm just going to use the Digital Disciples on there. So I'm just going to sign in here. So here we are signed in. Now when you sign in, you'll come to you'll end up at the page here. And once you've signed in, actually, you'll find that you don't usually have to sign in again. So if I now actually come out of this and close it down again, this time if I click on the app, you'll see that what it will actually do, it will actually come to welcome back and sign me straight in. So then you don't have to repeat signing in every time you're using it. So that's one really useful thing about this as well. So we've got the main homepage. I'm just going to start by going over to the More bit. So this is where you actually set it up for how you want to use it. So I'm just going to hit the More button. Now what you've got here, you've got Profile and Favorites, Settings, Info and Support, and Donate. If you go on the profile, that gives you an idea of what you've been doing. So how many guides you've completed, how many journeys you've completed, and how many plans. And I'll talk about what the difference between guides, journeys, and plans in a minute. How much of the Old Testament, how much of the New Testament, and how much of the Bible overall you've completed. And you've also got any favourite guides, and I'll talk about what those are here. This is a bit low. It's because this is the Digital Disciples one, which I've only just set up really just for the purpose of this particular channel. I've actually got my own, which is a little bit more than that, obviously, on there. So let me just go back to more there. You've got settings now. This is where you do things. So you've got your actual account on there. So here you can go into your account, set up how your sign-in method, set your passwords, and sign out, etc. Appearance. Now what this is, you've got essentially various different ways of viewing the app. Now if you press System, that will actually set it to whatever the default system setting is for your phone or for your tablet, whichever you're using. Light mode, obviously, then fixes it on light mode, so that ignores whatever your phone settings are and will set it to the mode, to particularly light mode. So it's obviously then the white background with dark text, and dark mode again does the opposite. So there you've got the dark background and white text. I just quite like the dark mode, so I'm going to actually just leave it on that one for the time being. I'll go back now. You've got audio and Bible. Now what we've got here, you've got which translation do you want to listen to? Because it's the audio Bible, because it's a reading Bible, you are limited to versions of the Bible that do have an audio track available. So if I press the edit button there, you can see what we've got is CSB, ESV, KJV, NIV, NLT, etc. So I'm not sure. So you've got the English Standard Version, King James Version, New International Version, I think New Life Translation. I've got my account. I don't know what some of these versions are. I tend to prefer the NIV, so I've got it set on NIV on there. You've got this thing that also says show B-sides, and I'll talk about those again a little bit later. What B-sides are, those are extra bits of information. And I'll just talk about those in a little while when I come to actually look at the plan. So that's the settings. Data and storage. So here what you can do, as one of the things you can do with these plans as well, is you can download them to the phone. You can just listen to it normally. So you just, on your phone, you can just listen to it and have it stream into your phone on there. So you can have the audio guides and the Bible audio streaming to your phone, obviously from the cloud. Or if you're going to be, say, off-grid, maybe somewhere where you've not got a good Wi-Fi or a good phone signal, you can download everything beforehand. So then basically you can open up the app and still do your daily devotional Bible reading off-grid, as it were. So you've got that option there. Auto remove. So if you have downloaded it, do you want to automatically remove that when you've completed the plans? Because obviously as the plans get big, some of the plans are going to be quite large because you can have multiple chapters in there. And maybe that you don't want to actually keep that on your phone anymore. So auto remove will auto-remove it straight after completion. Remove all, again, that will just totally clear any downloaded content that you've got. So basically, if you've got a lot of plans on there, you're finding that you're running out of space on your phone, then you've got the option to clear those as well. Clear cache will obviously then clear all of your account data and essentially start again. And here you've got an idea of how much space you've got, so the amount of space on your phone and how much is actually currently being used by the app. So that gives you an idea there as well. Also, if you're downloading, you want to download just with Wi-Fi. Obviously, some of these can be quite big, so it may be that you do only want to download on Wi-Fi because you don't want to use up all your data to download on using your data rather than on Wi-Fi. Notifications. Do you want notifications? So one of the things about that is that once you actually started a plan, the idea is that you do it on a daily basis. It's always a good thing to do it on a daily basis. how do you want to be reminded on that? So if you tap that button there, what it will do is it will remind you at the same time. You just click on that, and then you can set the time you want to do it. So if you find that you always want to read the Bible first thing in the morning, so I'm just going to click on those. Obviously, if it was an Android phone, I could just spin that around quite easily. So I'm just going to hit the done button there. So that's now going to give me a reminder. Just go back to there. Just open up that up again. There we go. On there. And more. And back into settings again. There we go. And that's back to the notifications. And do you want it as an email notification? Yeah, so there we go. So email notifications are things like any updates. So it will send an email. If there's any updates to the app, it will send you an email to tell you that there are those on there. And you've got that information there as well. I'm going to leave those up there. So that's the settings. So let's actually get into looking at some of the things on there. Let's just have a look on there and the other more bits. Info and support. So do you actually support? So there we've got some. Click on there, gives you a little bit of information. Takes you onto the web page, which is going to give you information about the app on there. Here. Tips. So again, tap on that one. That takes you to the website, and you've got a few things there about the thing itself. So it's going to give you through good information about the app as well. How to contact them. So if you want to contact them, they are really good for technical support, or if you want feedback, or you've just got questions, they are more than willing to actually do stuff like that with you. The news feed, click on that one. That gives you an up-to-date idea of what they're doing as far as the development of the app is concerned, and any new things that they're on there. And it's well worth looking for, because you've got some nice little bits on there, and some of these things are the things that will appear also at the top of your app when you first open them. And what we've got, that one, share. So that allows you to then you can share that you're doing that particular app onto other social media platforms. So let's come back now onto there. Donate. So if you want to donate it, you can there. The app is totally free. If you want to donate, you can obviously hit that button there, and then you've got the option to donate to the app as well. So let me just get it on that one on there. Let's go back to the app. Okay. Right. So let me just close this bit down, and we'll go into the actual app itself. So when you actually open the app, how do you actually use it? Okay, so we've got this bit here where it says through the word. We've got the news and updates. As I mentioned, you've got that news and updates bit there. So this is going to tell you about anything that's new that's happening, or anything that's been developed recently on there. So you tap on that, and that would then take you to the website where you can actually then read about any new sort of things that are coming on. But the main part is this bit. So what we've got all plans. Plans that are started, plans that are finished, and any plans that you've downloaded. So these are the plans. So these are some that I've actually got set up on the system. So if I look on there, the ones that are started with using this account are sitting there. So I've got one on Romans, one on the start, one on the intro on there, one that I've finished there, which is the Holy Week one. So that's a study based on the Holy Week. And aren't any downloaded on this one. So how do you actually find plans? Well, you start off by going down to this button at the bottom that says browse. So we'll tap on that. Now what that brings you into here. And so what we have here, we have Bible journeys, we have the Bible books, we have news and updated, and Bible topics and extras, and a section called teachers. So let's just have a quick look at each of these sections. So Bible journeys. Now I'm going to click on the seal there, which will open them up here. And what these are journeys through particular concepts and particular ideas. So we've got the start one, which just gives you a good idea of the basics of the Christian faith. The big picture, looking at quite a lot of that. Foundations of faith, topic of law and grace on there. Topics on following God, wisdom and worship, etc., etc. And you've got lots and lots of things to look at there. And depending on where you are in your discipleship journey, and then basically you may find it very useful to do a journey. And if you just click on it, that opens it up on here, and this gives you an overview of what that journey exists. So you've got the journey here, the fact that it's 24 days in length, and then you've got the one itself. And this particular one, it's looking at the book of Mark and also the book of Colossians. Now, so what we've got here, so you've got Mark, an intro. What it tends to do as well with a lot of these studies is when you're starting to look at a book, it will start off with an intro, so an overview about the book itself. So that may give you a little bit about the history, about the person who wrote it, the context of when it was written, which is again really important from a point of view of whenever you're reading the Bible and studying the Bible on there. So when you actually enter there, all you do is you will tap on there. Now this one's actually already open, so what I will do, I'm just going to come out of there and choose a different one. I'm going to go into the big picture one here. Now you'll see when you first open it, you've got a big plus. Now this is how you actually subscribe to it. Now when you subscribe to it, what it will mean, it will actually then keep a track of where you are, so that when you next open that one, it will actually open the next day's study straight away, so you don't have to then scroll through and think about where you are. So this one, for instance, journey, the big picture. So if I tap on that, it gives you a little bit of an overview of it. So in this case, the Bible is a big book. Where do you begin? The journey to leads you on a grand tour of the whole Bible and introduce to key people and core themes that will help you see the big picture and understand the entire book. Seeing the forest before you dive into the trees as you walk through 25 essential Bible chapters. So it's actually a pretty good one to start with, actually. So if you think, yep, fancy doing that one, you subscribe, or you can just go back to there. So hit the subscribe button on there, and that will then appear on your home screen here. So there we go. So let's go back to browse just to look at a few other things that are on there. So let's go back and have a look at some of the others. Bible books. It may be that you just want to read one particular Bible book on there, and there's various good ones to look at. I always suggest that if you are new, reading Luke's Gospel is pretty good on there as well. But here you just choose which one. So is it an Old Testament book or a New Testament book? Or do you just want to see all on there? So if I do see all, that will list all of the books of the Bible on there. So we've got the Old Testament just there. At Psalms, we've split into Psalms because there's obviously 150 Psalms. So basically we've split that into 5 sections on there. You've got the Old Testament, and then you've got the New Testament. So again, choose which one you want, and away you go. So essentially what we've got here, so we've got, say, something like Psalms 1, for instance. Again, you just tap on that. What it will do, it will tell you what it is. In this case, this is Psalms 1 to 41. Again, we've got the click on that button. Again, in this Through the Word audio guide, Sandy Adams walks you through the first of the 5 books of the Psalms. So in this case, 1 to 41, one chapter at a time. So again, it's all there. You've got essay here. This is the particular Bible teacher or the particular pastor who's actually taking you through the book on there. So let's go back to here, and again, you just hit there, hit the plus button to subscribe, and away you go. I'm not going to subscribe to that one, but I'm just showing you how to do it as well. So let's go back to those Bible books. You've gone and got new and updated. What these ones are where they've actually updated old ones, or maybe ones that they've just completed. As you can imagine, creating a Bible overview for every chapter in the Bible takes a lot of time. And so in many cases, some of the ones that they first started, when they first started this out, will be getting a bit old, so they do try to update things as well. So these are the ones that they've updated. So in some cases they've updated a study here. So they've updated this study on marriage. They've updated the book of Nahum recently as well. So they do tend to try and update things and keep things reasonably up to date as far as the teaching is concerned. Let me go back on here. So you've got those ones. Bible topics and extras. So if I hit the see all button on here, what you've got is particular topics. So Bible readings that surround a particular idea. So here we've got ones to do with faith, marriage, anxiety, peace, prayer, romance, etc. So you've got quite a few different things to choose from here. Okay, as well. And then the final bit is the Bible teachers. Now, as far as the Through the Word app is concerned, currently they've got these 5 people who are actually contributing and putting the Bible audio guides together. Chris Langham is the founder. We've got a little video at the front there. We've got these other guys as well. In some cases, the Bible books might be done by just one person, or it might be done by a couple of people. In some cases, it's done as a joint broadcast, as it were. And what you'll find is that you'll probably find that each have a different style, and you may find that you prefer one over the other, which is again is fine in some cases. To be honest, I think all of them give really good teaching on there. And the important thing really is that whenever you do any sort of Bible study, then always listen to the thing that's coming through, because they really do a really good job of unpacking a particular chapter, bringing in things like some of the contexts and some of the other things and some of the other passages that it relates to. So really, it's like most things about Bible studies. It's getting into the Word and getting your thought process thinking about faith, thinking about how the Bible applies essentially to yourself. So really, there's just some really good teaching going on here, on there as well. Okay, so these are the options. So you choose your plan from here, and obviously if you just click on a particular teacher, what you'll get all the plans that particular Bible, that particular pastor has contributed to on there as well. So let me just go back on there. So you've subscribed to your plans. What now? So let me go back to the home. So this is where we go on here. So to actually then open a plan, all you do is tap on it. Now you tap on it. And what you will tend to get to is you'll get this list here. Now what you'll see here is that basically you've got, now I'm going to actually just open a different one. I'm just going to open up the start one here. Now when you actually open up the list, what you will see is that some of them will be quite highlighted and some of them will be dark. The highlighted ones tend to be the ones that you've already done. So you can immediately then see where you are. So looking on this particular one, I can see that I'm actually, the next one I'm going to look at one is this one on part 2. So on there. So to start it, all I do is tap it. Now I'm just going to tap it and hit the pause button at the minute because I don't want it to start playing yet.
Hello everyone, welcome.
There we go. I'm just going to pause that on there. Now when you actually click on it, what it will do, it will start automatically. Now the way it tends to start is it always starts with the audio guide first, so the Bible teaching bit. And then it will finish off with the actual reading of the Bible itself. So you can see here you've got 2 icons now. You've got here, the one that's currently in orange is the one that's currently active. So in this case, this is the audio guide. And if you look at the bottom here, we've got the controls. So we've got the play and the pause button. We've got the timeline. So in this case, it's the total study is 9 minutes and 46 seconds. On there, and you've got the back and forward 15 seconds on there. And you've got this bit here which will mean that it will automatically start playing. So what I tend to do, I tend to turn that off because otherwise once it gets to the end of this study it will automatically jump onto the next one as well. And you've got a favorite. So if you find that particular study, that particular teaching and passage you found very useful and you particularly like some of the things that have been said in it, you may want to go back to it later, and you can hit that as a favorite and that will then appear on your favorites list as well. So as you can see, this is 9 minutes long, and if I just tap on that, what you can do is also you can just go straight to the Bible audio as well. So if I just tap on that will swap over. I'm just going to hit the pause button again, and in this case the reading of Mark chapter 2 takes 4 minutes. So that's a total, it's going to be a total length of about 15 minutes. And with all of these audio guides and associated Bible passage, They are all between, I would say, 10 minutes and about 15 minutes in length. So they're ideal for that quick dip into the Bible. As I say, it's an app I use every day. What I tend to do, I tend to get up in the morning, make myself a cup of coffee, and while I'm drinking my first cup of coffee, I'll listen to this app. Sometimes if I'm at home, I'll listen to it with my wife. If I'm not at home, because I travel a lot for my work, I just make my coffee, listen to the app, and it's really just a really good start to the day. And again, usually when you first start, it will automatically go to audio guide first and then Bible reading. But you could actually, swap them around if you want by just using the options here. The nice thing about this is because it's all audio as well, you're not just restricted to listening it. You don't actually have to look at your phone to read it. Now, as I say, with this one here, if you maybe wanted to just listen to the whole study as you are walking, on your commute, or even if it's in the car, for instance, you can just literally you could start number 1, could tap that button there, start it playing, and what it will do, it will just work through. It will do audio guide followed by reading, and then once it's there, it will jump straight to the next one. So you can actually listen to the whole of the journey, all of the whole of the chapters in one go if you wanted to listen to it on a journey, for instance. Really, really good from that point of view. Now, once you've actually finished it, I say that will then gradually highlight each of these as it goes along, and you'll see it up at the top there. You've got the name of the title, but there you've got in that little grey box at the top the percentage of that particular study you've done. So essentially, what it will do, it will gradually work up there. So if we go back to the home page, you can see that the big picture, it's on 0. Romans are on 57%. That one's on there, etc. That one, once it's completed, you get a little tick. So here we are on one which I've completed on there as well. Now, one of the things that you can do as well is that if you find a particular study really good and you want to share that with other people, maybe you've got other Christian friends that you want to share this particular study with, you found it something really, really useful, by actually holding it and swiping the app to the left there, it opens up the share icon here, and you just click on that, and then you can share that to social media, however your phone is actually currently set up on there as well. So you can share things that you've liked as well. So that really concludes the app on there. So let me just go back onto there. So that's the app. I said quite a lot of stuff in there. Go and discover it for yourself. All I can say is that I find it a really, really useful app. As I say, I use it every day because it is so convenient to use. I mean, I just literally go and get my cup of coffee, open up the app, and I'll listen to the study with my first cup of coffee in the day. I find it really useful because what it helps to do is just really just get myself into the right state, right frame of mind. So that's it, really. As I said at the beginning, if you are finding any of the things that I'm producing, any of this content useful, then do please consider subscribing. Please like, subscribe, and do please put comments below. I mean, the only way that I know if I'm doing the right sort of content that people are interested in is if people comment on it. So please comment below. If you use the app already, then just comment to say yes, you use the app, and maybe put a little comment about what the app means to you and the things that you find useful about it. Also, if you've got any other apps that you think you would like me to cover, then do please tell me about those, because I'm just going to cover essentially some of the apps that I particularly use a lot. But if you've got other apps that you found useful that I've not covered yet, then basically tell me about them and we'll get those on there. So that's it for this week, and I'll see you next time.